Some in the travel industry worry that Boeing's problems could be problems for your next trip. 171 Boeing 737 MAX 9s were grounded for 3 weeks after that Alaska Airlines incident. That caused massive cancellations. Since then, some airlines have had to delay or adjust plans to update their fleets, and many travelers say that Boeing's issues worry them. A new survey from Newsweek found most American adults are worried about or are more worried about flying because of Boeing's recent mechanical issues. And here's a breakdown by age. 3 and 4 millennials say they're worried, more worried about getting on a plane now. But that sentiment doesn't appear to be keeping people from booking trips. The TSA says it screened more than 245 million passengers so far this year. That's actually up more than 6% from this time a year ago.
Dane is with us now. He's the president of Hickory Global Partners, which is a corporate travel company. So, Chris, how will Boeing's issues impact travel this year?
Well, yeah, thank you, Bianca. You know, they're almost a perfect storm for forming again, in so much as we could be heading ourselves into what we've dubbed Airmageddon 2.0. And that means that, you know, there's a shortage of planes and airlines cannot take delivery of, which means that their growth cannot keep up with demand for travel, which means for the consumer, that means higher pricing. And then you add to that, you know, the price of fuel going up, as well as a shortage of air traffic controllers, which continues today. So we seem to have a perfect storm brewing.
Yeah, like you said, there are so many factors at play here, and people say they are more worried about flying because of Boeing's issues, but we've also seen a boom in travel. So is that worry genuinely translating to fewer travelers, or is it sort of overblown? What do you think?
Actually, Bianca, quite the contrary. If you look at the TSA data, they've only been below 3 days this year on a year-over-year basis behind last year. And last year was dubbed revenge travel. So this year is already better than last year, except for 3 individual days. And so as Chris pointed out, well above last year. So the demand is absolutely still there and still strong.
So because there's so much demand, do you think that travelers will be forced to pay more for travel this year?
Absolutely. It is. You know, you have the general inflation. I mean, there is a winner here. You know, for those who might be concerned about getting on an airplane of any kind, you know, there's always the option for the leisure traveler of cruising, because, you know, cruising is back to 19, and it is back to, you know, you can drive to most of the cruise markets. I think something north of 70% of the population in the U.S. is within driving distance to a local cruise port. So if you have that fear, you do have options.
So are there any specific routes or destinations that will be impacted more than others because of some of the issues that you've already mentioned? Or is it going to be across the board?
It's going to be across the board. If you use Southwest Airlines as just a microcosm, they're Boeing's biggest customer. They were supposed to take 76 airplanes this year. They're going to take 46. That means that they can't grow as much as they want to, but their costs are still carried through. And you look at United Airlines as their second biggest customer. They are asking pilots to take time off in May because they don't have the time in the aircraft. So there is demand there that is not being met, and that can only mean higher prices. And, you know, because the most impacted is the 737. Those are mostly domestic airplanes. So that will be the most affected place. But, you know, you've heard concerns about the 787. Most of those airplanes are international designated. So it's really across the board.
Dane with Hickory Global Partners, thanks so much for your time and perspective on this.
Thank you, Bianca.